Europe is calling. Paris, Rome, Barcelona, Amsterdam. And the truth is, Nigerians and Ghanaians are getting Schengen visas every single week. Not because they're lucky, not because they know someone, but because they understand what the embassies are actually looking for, and they submit the right application. If you've been told Schengen is too difficult, or you've been refused before, or you don't even know where to start, this video is going to change that. I'm going to cover which Schengen countries are easiest for Nigerian and Ghanaian applicants, exactly what documents you need, and the specific mistakes that cause rejections so you can avoid every single one. I've prepared a free Schengen visa document checklist that you can download from the description right now. It organizes every document by category so nothing gets missed and nothing gets confused. Download it before you continue. I'll be referencing it throughout this video. Let's go. Section 1. What is the Schengen zone and how does it work? The Schengen area is a group of 27 European countries that have abolished passport controls at their shared borders. That means one visa lets you travel freely across all 27 countries, from Germany to Italy, from France to Spain, without showing your passport at every border. A Schengen visa is typically valid for 90 days within any 180-day period. It can be single entry or multiple entry, depending on the embassy and the strength of your application. Here is the first rule you must know. You apply through the embassy of the country where you will spend the most time. If you're spending 4 days in France, 3 days in Germany, and 2 days in Belgium, you apply through the French embassy. If your itinerary is split equally, you apply through the country of first entry. Getting this wrong is one of the most common mistakes, and it can result in your application being immediately rejected on procedural grounds before anyone even reviews your documents. Section 2. Which country should you apply through? Now here is something many people don't know, and it matters enormously for Nigerian and Ghanaian applicants. Not all Schengen embassies process applications with the same approval rate. Based on 2025 data, these are the countries with the lowest rejection rates. Latvia, only a 6% rejection rate, Portugal, 15%, Italy, 16%, Poland, 17%, and Greece, 17%. Compare that to some of the stricter embassies like France, 19%, or the Netherlands, 20%. Now, this does not mean you should lie about your itinerary just to apply through Latvia. You must apply through the country that is your main destination or first point of entry. But if your trip genuinely allows flexibility, for example, you're planning a multi-country tour, consider routing your first entry through a country with a higher approval rate, and make sure your itinerary reflects that honestly. For straightforward first-time applicants from Nigeria or Ghana, Portugal, Italy, and Greece are consistently cited as among the most accessible for West African applicants. Their VFS Global and TLS contact offices in Lagos and Abuja also have relatively streamlined appointment processes.
Section 3. The documents you absolutely need. Let me walk you through the core documents. These apply regardless of which country you're applying through. 1. Valid passport. Must be valid for at least 3 months beyond your planned departure from the Schengen area. Should have at least 2 blank gauges. 2. Completed visa application form. Filled in English or the language of the destination country. Available on the embassy's official website or through TLS Contact or VFS Global. 3. Passport photographs. 2 recent photos meeting Schengen photo specifications. 35 by 45 millimeters, white background, no glasses. 4. Travel insurance. This is non-negotiable. Your travel insurance must cover the entire Schengen zone for the full duration of your trip, with minimum medical coverage of €30,000. Many applicants overlook this or buy the cheapest possible policy. Don't. Make sure the policy explicitly states Schengen area coverage. 5. Flight reservation. Most embassies do not require a paid ticket at application stage. They accept a confirmed flight reservation or dummy ticket. However, It must show entry and exit dates consistent with your visa request period. 6. Accommodation proof. Hotel bookings, Airbnb confirmations, or an invitation letter from a host in Europe confirming your accommodation for each night of your stay. 7. Bank statements. 6 months of statements showing consistent income and a balance sufficient to cover your trip. A general guide, you should be able to show roughly 50 to 100 euros per day of your planned stay, plus return travel costs. Some stricter embassies, like Italy, ask for up to 120 euros per day. 8. Proof of income and employment. Employer letter on letterhead, recent payslips, or, if self-employed, your business registration documents, recent bank statements and tax returns. 9. Proof of accommodation and ties to home country. Property documents, tenancy agreements, evidence of dependence, business ownership, anything that proves you have a life in Nigeria or Ghana that you will return to. 10. Cover letter. A one-page letter addressed to the visa officer explaining the purpose of your trip, your itinerary, who you're traveling with, and why you will return to Nigeria or Ghana at the end. This letter is where many applications win or lose. A generic, vague cover letter adds nothing. A specific, well-written one can make the difference between a refusal and an approval. Section 4. The most common mistakes. Let me be very direct about the mistakes I see most often. Mistake 1. Applying through the wrong embassy. As I explained earlier, if you're spending more nights in Spain than anywhere else, you apply through the Spanish embassy. The principle of the main destination is a rule, not a suggestion. Violating it gets your application rejected administratively.
Mistake 2. Submitting bank statements with sudden large deposits. A 5 million naira deposit appearing 3 weeks before your application, with no history of that balance, looks like borrowed money. Show consistent income over 6 months. Mistake 3. Booking non-refundable flights before getting the visa. Do not pay for confirmed flights before your visa is approved. Use flight reservation services or dummy tickets for the application. If your visa is refused, you don't want to also be out the cost of your flights. Mistake 4. Weak or missing travel insurance. Some applicants buy cheap insurance that doesn't explicitly cover the Schengen area. Officers, check. If your insurance doesn't state valid for all Schengen member states, your application will be returned. Mistake 5. Not having a clear, specific itinerary. Saying you want to visit Europe is not an itinerary. You need to show date of arrival, city and country, accommodation address, planned activities or purpose, and date of departure, day by day. The more specific, the more credible. How to submit your application. In Nigeria, most Schengen visa applications are submitted through VFS Global or TLS Contact, depending on the destination country. For France and Italy and several others, appointments are booked online through TLS Contact at their Lagos or Abuja offices. For Germany and the Netherlands, VFS Global handles appointments. Book your appointment early. Popular embassies like France and Germany in Lagos can have appointment with times of 4 to 8 weeks. Plan accordingly. Processing time varies by embassy, typically 15 business days, though it can extend to 30 days in peak season. Apply at least 6 weeks before your planned travel date. One of our clients, a Lagos-based pharmacist planning her first trip to Europe, came to us unsure which embassy to apply through and worried about her finances. We helped her structure a strong application through the Italian consulate in Lagos. She was visiting Rome and Florence as her main destinations. We wrote her cover letter, reviewed her bank statements, and helped her prepare a solid itinerary. Her visa was approved in 12 business days. She sent us photos from the Colosseum. That kind of result is what happens when you apply correctly. If you need help with your Schengen visa application, whether you're applying for the first time or you've been refused before, Walz Travels handles everything from document review to full application management. We know what each embassy wants to see, and we make sure your file says exactly that. Message us on WhatsApp, the link is in the description below, or book a consultation through our website. Don't forget to grab the free Schengen visa checklist in the description. It covers every document in this video and more. If this helped you, like the video and subscribe for more visa guides every week. I'll see you in the next one.